Greetings, everyone. Um, I just want to, I just want to touch on this topic today. It's a very nice one, to about education, success, how to make it in life. What are the obstacles? It's just a general topic, but it will help. I remember when I was growing young, um, from a primary school. They will teach us funny how to draw a locust, how to draw a lizard, how to draw a bird. Yeah, and the biggest thing they did, the handwriting. Those were two major subjects that we were measuring on at crèche, substandards, and so on. And I say, if we tend to think about it, the generation of that time, if they were exposed to critical things from substandards of how to make money, I think we should have been far, hey? Even at high school, we never got a privilege of being taught how to make money. We were taught how to manage money. Managing money and making money is two different things. Managing money, the system teaches you that if you have one rent, keep to the one rent, hold to the one rent. But that's definitely not a good principle at all. Um, now you only realize, many people, they only realize when they are 40s, when they are 50s, they wish they can reverse, they wish they can turn back, reverse the clock, start afresh. And I'm telling you, if we were exposed like many privileged guys who are exposed to your Cambridges, your all other quality education up there, I'm telling you, man, with the little that we've been able to achieve, we should have been by far the best. And I think for one to get 46% unemployment rate, high illiteracy level within the country, trust me, the system has really worked us, It's really worked us big time. But however, it is doable. It can be changed, and it's depend purely on us to say, how do we transfer quality to our own children? How do we teach them systems and principles of how to make money? How do we teach them that a car is not a resemblance of success? Clothes are not a resemblance of success. It goes far beyond material. You should just remember one thing to say. I'm going to be specific here, many black people in the old days, because of cost of living and the difficulty in the condition of living, they had to resort for cheap survival. What do I mean cheap survival? They didn't have a choice but to live in a small house because they couldn't afford a big one. They didn't have a choice. Actually, the whole of South Africa, the black community, they had to make the internal organs of a chicken luxury by force. You know, your malana, your ditlowana, your minotloana, and everything. It's a well-known meat, which is the the byproducts actually of chicken or meat. We were so used to them that You just have to know when you see those things, that's your luxury, it's your Rolls Royce, you know. It was not by choice, it was by force. But there are some people up to this day, they are still eating that. And don't blame anyone when you are eating that. It's solely because you adults in that families are not actually investing time and efforts to capacitate your kids to be able to cut the generational cares, to cut it in the middle, to say, moving forward, we just have to live a better life. We just have to be better people, you know. We tend to invest time on impressing other people. We tend to impress people about material that will vanish tomorrow. I remember when I was still growing up, when I was young, my mother used to do business, my brother used to do business, my sisters used to do business at a very young age as they are. And when I grew up, I realized, but this is the direction. It's like it's a trend in the here at home. I just have to follow it. And I could only follow it solely because I saw it from somewhere. You cannot expect your kids to excel in business if they don't see it from anyone. It's a fact. The fact that you does not have a business background does not mean you can't capacitate or encourage your children to be in business. Let alone selling tomatoes on the street, let alone selling Zimba chips, let alone selling whatever that will make your children understand that for you to get money, you need to invest it somewhere, you need to sell, you need to trade, you need to exchange goods and services in return for money. I think as parents, our ball game should change, our attitude should change. As much as we are blaming the white minority for having the wealth of this country, with the same breath, we must blame ourselves for not investing more on our children. Because I always say, if you've got 90% of the economy on this side and you've got 10% of the economy this side, there is absolutely no way that you'll capture the 90% with immediate effect. The only way is for this 10% to keep increasing. As it increases, the other side it shrinks, or we can come to a balance. And it depends on us to say, what is it that we are doing to capacitate ourselves, to ensure that we are part of the system, to ensure that we absorb the system, to ensure that we encapsulate the system for us to come up somewhere. It is doable. You've got a child who's studying, whose only his transport is about 5 kilometers. On his first year, he just buy a Golf GTI at 500,000. No house, nothing. Staying in the parents' back room. Common sense? Is it lost? I mean, he can just as well be in a taxi, pay a fare of 700 rand per month, save a lot of money, do business, make money, buy a Golf GTI. It's as easy as that. The challenge with this mentality of spending on material is that you delay the catch-up situation whereby your children could be in a good position so that when they start working, they don't have to focus on your family or anything, but they can move, breaking the curse of poverty. But because of you, I mean, I don't have a problem if you wear your Gucci boot. I just don't have. I don't have a problem if you drive your M5. I just don't have a problem if you travel overseas every time. But I've got a problem when you take the little that you have and spend it on such. Remember, you might enjoy what you are doing, but your children need to start afresh. Is it fair? The problem is we tend to expose our children to what our parents exposed us to. And we expect the chain of poverty to be broken within the families. That's an impossible event. It will never happen. We should start having a mentality. I remember I read a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, written by Robert Kiyosaki. He said you need to create a pipeline mentality rather than a bucket system mentality. You need to learn that in the long run, if you are collecting water with a 20-liter bucket, putting it in a drum for you to eat, drink, cook, bath with that water, you need to start now formulating a pipeline from the main source to your place, so that all you can do, you can open the tap. Then you don't need to struggle every time to go and fetch the water. So the time has arrived where, as people, we should less focus on material, unless if you have enough reserves. And I hope that we should learn that principle to say we should invest. We start somewhere. Job is not meant for lifetime. It's meant, especially this nowadays, it's meant as a stepping